Welcome back, listeners. We're diving into something a little different this time.
Yeah, a little spicier maybe.
That's one way to put it. We're taking a deep dive into Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire.
Ooh, a classic. A modern classic.
That's right, and we've got a whole stack of summaries here. Going to try to get the full picture, all sides of this one.
Lots of different opinions on this book.
Yeah, so it's a story about Abby Abernathy.
She's our main character.
Right? Abby's a college freshman trying to escape her past, and then there's Travis Maddox.
The campus bad boy.
With a bit of a reputation, he's into underground fighting.
Lots of fighting in this book.
And, well, things get a little complicated between them. Starts with a bet, but you know these things go.
Things escalate.
Yeah, passion, jealousy, maybe some questionable choices along the way.
Definitely some questionable choices.
So let's unpack all that, shall we? Set the scene for us. Where does this all begin?
Eastern University, that's where Abby's trying to start fresh, reinvent herself.
A clean slate, college, new beginnings.
Exactly. And she's studious, responsible, good girl.
Total opposite of Travis, right?
Oh, yeah. Complete opposite. Travis is impulsive, volatile.
Okay, the casual fling.
You should say that.
So how do these two even cross paths?
Well, Abby's roommate, America, she's the link.
America, okay.
She's close with Travis and his cousin Shepley. And America drags Abby to one of Travis's fights.
Underground fight scene, huh?
Yeah, pretty intense. First time Abby sees Travis in action, all that, raw power.
Must make quite an impression.
Oh, definitely. Abby is, she's both repulsed and intrigued.
Classic push and pull, right?
McGuire sets that up right away.
And that leads us to the infamous bet.
The bet that starts it all.
So Travis wins his fight. Then what?
He does this, I don't know, like a bold move. Proposes a wager.
A wager? Okay. I'm intrigued.
If he wins his next fight, Abby has to live with him for a month.
A month? Whoa.
If he loses, no sex for a month.
High stakes.
Definitely high stakes.
So I think we all know what happens next, right?
You think so?
Travis doesn't strike me as the type to lose a fight.
You're right about that. He wins, of course. And Abby, she ends up moving into his apartment.
Can't back out of a bet.
Nope. So they're sharing a bed. Platonically at first.
At first?
Of course.
Yeah.
Lots of tension, trying to resist the attraction.
And how does that go? Resisting Travis Maddox?
Well, Abby tries. She starts seeing this guy, Parker.
Parker, all right. What's he like?
Safe, stable, everything Travis isn't.
The classic love triangle. So how does Travis handle this? Abby choosing someone else?
Not well. Gets pretty jealous, possessive.
Red flags.
Oh, yeah, starting to pop up. We see him, trashing his apartment, getting into fights over Abby.
When he looks at her the wrong way, I bet.
You got it. Makes it very clear he considers Abby his, even though, they're not together.
Not officially, at least.
Right. So there's this, darker side to Travis that McGuire doesn't shy away from.
Interesting. And Abby sees this, right? This possessive side of him.
She does, but, she's drawn to him, too.
The bad boy charm. It's a powerful thing.
It is.
So she's torn, right?
Trying to figure out what she wants, what's safe, what's...
I'm real.
Exactly.
So what does she do?
Tries to distance herself from him, sneaks out of his apartment, avoids him.
But we all know how these things go. The heart wants what it wants.
And their connection is strong. She keeps getting pulled back in.
Especially when his family gets involved, right?
You're right. His family is important to him.
I'm curious about that. What are they like?
Travis is close to his cousin, Shepley. And, we see, his loyalty, his protective instincts.
So maybe a softer side to Travis?
Yeah, a bit. And there's this twist, right?
A twist. Okay, I'm listening.
Turns out, Abby's father, Mick Abernathy, the gambler...
her past coming back to haunt her.
He knows Travis's family, an old acquaintance.
Small world.
Adds another layer to Abby and Travis's relationship.
So their lives are even more intertwined than we thought.
Definitely more complicated. And then Mick shows up, desperate for help.
Well, huh?
Yeah, big gambling debt to some dangerous people.
Yikes.
Hoping to win it back playing poker.
Always the gambler.
That's Mick. So they decide to go to Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
Abby, America, Travis, all head out to try and settle this debt.
Oh boy, this sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It is.
Vegas, gambling debts, Travis's temper. I can't imagine this ending well.
Well, you'll have to wait for the next part to find out.
That's right, folks. Stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive into Beautiful Disaster. All right, we're back, diving deeper into Beautiful Disaster. Last we left off, things were heating up in Vegas.
Literally heating up.
Oh, yeah, forgot about that. So remind us, where were we?
Vegas. Gambling debts. Travis stepping in to help Abby's dad.
Stepping in how?
He ends up fighting for the mobster,
Right.
trying to clear mixed debt.
Seriously?
Yeah. It's kind of well, it shows a different side of him.
A protective side?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. He cares about Abby, wants to protect her family, even if it means, like, getting mixed up in something dangerous.
But isn't that kind of what Abby's been trying to get away from?
Exactly. It's this whole, like, cycle. Right. She's running from her past, and Travis keeps pulling her back into that world.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So how does Abby react to all this?
She's not happy. Sees it as a dangerous path for Travis.
And for her, too, probably.
Yeah, definitely. She tries to break away from him, runs off with Parker, remember him?
The safe guy.
Right. Tries to have a normal life for once. Even brings her promise to cook Thanksgiving dinner for Travis's family.
That's got a sting. For Travis, I mean.
It does. It's a big deal for him. Family's everything.
Shows how deep their lives are intertwined, even when they're trying to separate.
Totally.
So is this it? Does she finally break free?
You'd think, right? But there's that pull again.
Or the pull back to Travis?
Uh-huh. She ends up at their Thanksgiving dinner anyway. And then just when she decides she wants to be with him,
What a hell.
he pulls back. Convinced he's not good for her. Thinks he'll drag her down with him.
Ah, the classic I'm not good enough for you routine.
Yeah.
But of course, it doesn't work.
Abby's not giving up that easily, I bet.
Nope. She tries to move on with Parker, but, well, she's miserable.
Can't deny those feelings.
Exactly.
What happens next?
Travis asks her to come to his next fight. And something really bad happens.
Bad how?
This guy corners Abby, tries to,
Harass her.
Yeah. It's pretty scary.
So Travis saves the day.
Of course.
Yeah.
But it kind of reinforces Abby's fear
Mm.
that he sees her as a possession.
Not a partner.
Right. And then, at this Valentine's Day party, Travis gets drunk.
Oh boy, here we go.
Won't let Abby dance with anyone else. Carries her out of the party.
Against her will.
Yeah.
That's not good.
It's getting worse. His possessiveness is escalating.
So what's the tipping point? Where does it all come crashing down?
His next fight.
Another fight.
This one's different. A fire breaks out.
Oh, wait, what?
Accidental fire. Traps a bunch of students in the hallway.
So everyone's in danger.
Yeah, it's terrifying. And, well, Travis risks his life to save Abby.
So they both almost die. Pretty much.
That's going to change things, I bet.
It does. After that, Abby's convinced they're meant to be. No matter what.
So the near-death experience, solidified their bond.
Exactly.
But where do they go from there? They can't just ignore everything that happened.
Well, you'd think not, but, well, remember how impulsive they both are?
Oh, boy. I have a feeling I know where this is going. Let's hear it.
They go back to Vegas. And they get married.
They what?
Neri.
They got married. Right then and there.
That's Abby and Travis for you. Living on impulse.
That's quite a decision.
It is.
And to top it off, Abby gets a tattoo.
Mrs. Maddox?
Without even telling Travis.
Nope. Just goes and does it.
Wow. I mean, that's a pretty clear statement. She's all in.
All in.
But is it a happy ending?
That's the big question, isn't it? Some people see it that way. The whole love conquers all kind of thing.
True love prevails, despite the odds.
Yeah, but others, they see it as more of a warning. Travis's issues haven't really gone away.
The anger, the possessiveness.
Right. And Abby, maybe she's losing herself a little. Trying to fix him.
So is this a love story or a cautionary tale?
That's for the reader to decide, I guess.
Right.
But it's definitely a book that makes you think about relationships, about the line between passion and obsession.
And about those bad boys.
Well, it was a little dangerous.
Well said. It's a book that definitely gets people talking.
Oh, yeah. Lots of strong opinions out there.
So for our listeners who maybe haven't read Beautiful Disaster yet, any advice before they dive in?
Good question. I'd say go in with an open mind.
Definitely.
But also be ready to think critically. Don't just take everything at face value.
Right. It's not your typical romance.
It's a lot more complicated than that.
Exactly. There's a lot to unpack there.
Definitely.
Well, I think that about wraps up our deep dive into Beautiful Disaster.
I think so.
We covered a lot of ground.
We did.
But before we go, I wanted to leave our listeners with something to think about.
Okay, shoot.
So we focus a lot on Abby and Travis, their relationship, all the drama.
All the ups and downs.
Right. But what about Abby herself? She starts out wanting to change, to be different from her past.
Yeah, fresh start.
But by the end, she's making these huge decisions, impulsive choices. So has she really found herself? Or is she just lost in trying to fix Travis. I'll leave that for you to decide. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.